Welcome back. When people think about the rise of soccer in the United States, they usually point to moments like the dominance of the U.S. women's national team or the arrival of global superstars in Major League Soccer. But there's a more unexpected contributor to soccer's cultural growth. Teen movies like this week's episode, She's the Man, starring Amanda Bynes. Released in 2006, She's the Man stars Amanda Bynes as Viola Hastings, a talented soccer player who disguises herself as her brother Sebastian to compete on a boys' team in the hopes of earning a scholarship. On the surface, it's a classic early 2000s rom-com full of slapstick humor, romance, and identity swapping chaos. But underneath that, it does something surprisingly important. It treats the beautiful game as the center of the story, not just a background detail. At the time, soccer in the US was still fighting for mainstream attention. American football, basketball, and baseball dominated TV and pop culture. Soccer at the time was seen as a kid sport and something secondary. But She's the Man presented it differently. The matches are intense. The stakes matter. The players are competitive and skilled. For a lot of young viewers, this wasn't just a comedy. This was one of the first times soccer looked cool on screen. And more importantly, it put female athletes at the center of the story. And Viola isn't just playing soccer for fun, and she's not playing soccer to get a boy's attention. She's fighting to be taken seriously. Her school cuts the girls' team, a violation of Title IX, by the way, assuming they can't compete at the same level. Again, a violation of Title IX, but that's a story for a different episode. So she infiltrates the boys' team at a different school to prove them wrong. Go Viola. And this storyline resonated with a generation growing up along the success of the U.S. women's national team, reinforcing the idea that soccer isn't defined by gender, it is defined by talent. And this matters when we talk about how sports grew in popularity. Movies, TV shows, and social conversations shape what sports people care about. I mean, look at how many people are talking about pickleball, of all things, now. And She's the Man made soccer part of that conversation for teenagers in a way that felt accessible and entertaining. Fast forward to today, and that landscape looks completely different. Soccer has exploded in popularity across the United States. Youth participation remains huge. Major League Soccer continues to expand, and global stars are more visible than ever. More importantly, American fans are more engaged with international competitions than ever before. That brings us to the World Cup in 2026 in just a few months. For the first time since 1994, the World Cup is returning to the United States, to cities including here in Houston. Unlike in 1994, it isn't a niche interest anymore. It's part of mainstream sports culture. And movies like She's the Man helped normalize soccer for a generation that is now in its 20s, 30s, and even 40s, the exact demographic driving sports culture today. The kids who watched Viola outplay her competition are now the adults buying tickets, watching matches, and following their favorite team. What once felt like a quirky teen movie now looks like a small but meaningful piece of a much larger cultural shift. It also sets the tone for how soccer could be portrayed in American media, not as foreign or unfamiliar, but as fast-paced, emotional, and worth caring about. Looking back, She's the Man isn't just a comedy, it's a time capsule. It captures a moment when soccer was on the edge of something bigger in the US just before it truly broke into the mainstream. So the next time you think about how soccer became such a big deal in the United States, Don't just think about World Cups and professional leagues. Think about that a teen comedy made a generation laugh and maybe, without realizing it, fall in love with the beautiful game. So go ahead and give the subscribe button a kick of the balls so you never miss a thing. We have been having so much fun bringing you Rom-Com Month all April long on the Real Relationships podcast, and we continue to do it with 50 First Dates starring Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. New episodes premiere every Thursday on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. We are also on all of the socials, so follow us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky. We appreciate our listeners, our followers, our viewers, our supporters. We love bringing you new content every day, every week, all of the time. Thank you so much. Stay safe, have fun, and we will see you soon.